Avengers, Infinity War. It's here. Saw it. Got my ticket a little early, a month or so, and went in as soon as possible. And it's worth it. Starring everybody. Robert Downet Jr., the three Chris's, Hemsworth, Evans, and Pratt, Mark Ruffalo, and so on and so on and so on. I thought for sure it was going to be too much going on, too many people, too much, but they had a good idea. They broke them up. Different situations broke them up into different teams, and they're all over the place. If you remember in my Wakanda video, my Black Panther video, where I spoke about Wakanda, and I talked about all of the different places that had existed so far, the microverse and all these other places. In this one movie, I think they went to at least as many places that are in all the other movies combined. They traveled a lot. They went to a lot of places. The Dark Order, Thanos' children, they were intimidating. Thanos was intimidating every single time. No spoilers. Every single time Thanos showed up on film, I was like, wow, he's gonna kill somebody, cause he was that dangerous. He was that awe-inspiring. He was that tough a dude. He was, you know what? He was in a completely different weight class. But he reminded me of Killmonger, because with Killmonger, you had concerns about the character. You could understand where that villain was coming from, and you didn't, he was killing people, so you didn't really feel sorry for him, but you understood. With Thanos is slaughtering people, but you understand his motivations. I mean, they make it clear. He's not just like running around throwing bombs at police cars and giggling and machine gunning the street up. He actually has a plan. He's saying to himself, you know what, this would make things better in my eyes if I just did this. Think about it this way. If you're a gardener and you want the garden to look better and you're out there cutting the weeds, you're making the garden better. But to the weed, you're that evil dude that comes through and you're cutting the throats of all of the weeds. Perception. If you're the gardener, now everything's beautiful. If you're the weed, that gardener's a murderer. So that's how I saw Thanos. He's a gardener. Nah, he's just killing people. A lot of the scenes, a couple of the scenes that were in the trailers are not actually in the movie, and it did not hurt the movie. A lot of the trailers, a lot of the pieces that were missing were some of the things that drew me in, but they weren't necessary to the movie. The movie went without a hitch, and it was still really, 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 really good. They did a great job of separating the people so that everybody got more airtime than if they would have all been together. They boasted that there would be 60 or more characters, and there was a freak ton of characters, and it did a good job. Putting some over here and putting some over there and putting some over here, and these guys are doing this and this will lead to that. These guys were doing this, but then they had to go there. Oh, hey, those guys are there, so now we'll all team up. They had that kind of a thing, and it worked well. This movie from just a few, I don't even know, I want to say minutes, maybe it was just a few seconds on screen, started action. There was fight scenes like that, and I dig that about an action movie. Give me some action. If it's an action movie, give me the action. You know, you got dialogue, that's cool. You got story, that's cool. But it's an action flick. Man, give me the action. And they delivered. Marvel was not half-stepping. They used a gallon of freaking action. But they also had a good story. The story is essentially a comic book. Well, of course, you know these are comic book movies. But this particular story, the way they told it, it had a story called Thanos Quest. And it had a story called the Infinity War, of course. And it had a little piece of the Infinity Gauntlet. A few of those books and a couple of other ones are all meshed together. And Thanos' great big Thanos type storyline. And it was good. Man, it was real good. So it was similar, but different from the books. And they made it work for the cinematic universe. They did it really, really well. I had heard that there might be a death. There's Easter eggs, man, so you gotta stay. I always stay until they're sweeping the deck, and it's worth it. There's more stuff happening. An Easter egg, pay close attention because it's going to give you a pretty good clue as to what's coming in the second half of this movie that has yet to be titled. This movie is if Black Panther pulled a tear from your eye or made you a little emotional, this movie could very well do the same thing. It's got that kind of a grip in certain parts. There's some comedy. There's tons of action. There's great story. And then there's a little emotion. They sprinkled a little bit of that in there, you know? Sprinkle, 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 sprinkle. But that's it. I don't want to give away any spoilers. They're on the tip of my tongue, but I don't want to give the spoilers away, man, not until next week. Then I'm going to do a spoiler review. So tell me, Avengers. You know what? I almost forgot. I give this movie 9 bags of popcorn. So now, have you seen it? What's your favorite superhero comic book adventure type movie? What's your favorite one? Let's talk about it in the comments. And as always, if you like the video, if you like the content, subscribe and then like.
Popcorn Passport.